you know, and my church is not poor. You know, there's young ladies in there with red bottoms, Gucci bags, Gucci this, Gucci that. They're not poor. I have a lot of young people that just purchased their own houses. Uh, was it last year? I think 3 or 4 of my members purchased their first house. Like my church is prosperity. So when it's like when we think about church, we think about baby crap. But when we think about the Jewish synagogues, we think about wealth. Why is it like that? It's such a stigma. You know what I mean? And everybody said that I'm in a poor neighborhood. I'm not in a poor neighborhood. I'm in a neighborhood where there's mainly one family houses that people own.
Let's see if he say
Right?
which neighborhood
And
he is
it's
in
like
Brooklyn,
we
in
as
Brooklyn.
an urban community
I be
have
all on the East Coast,
church,
and I know Brooklyn
bling,
got some poor areas
let's
too.
worship
They got some,
people. And I think
they got some upper class levels
a
where black
generation
folks at, but
that,
also has
you know, if you
also
want to
has
wear Fendi,
some
you can still
poor
love
communities.
Jesus. You know, like Joe, you said you want to be a preacher one day. So why do you got to put down your Gucci? Right? If that's you, that's you. Right? And I
I
can't
agree with that.
change who I am because of
If
what
you want to dress
people
flashy,
say
that's his right.
traditionally I'm supposed to look like. That's not me. You can't fit me in a box that I can't fit in. So where my church is not poor, number one. This is loud, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still gonna wear what I want to wear. I'm still gonna drive what I want to.
Okay. What y'all just heard some dialogue between Fat Joe and who they calling the Bishop of Bling. He's a pastor in Brooklyn, New York. He was robbed. He was robbed at gunpoint while he was giving a sermon. I don't know if it was real because I've been hearing different stories. They say that it was a staged event because his security was off that day, but I don't know. You know, it could be another Jesse Smollett situation, or it could be what it was shown to be. But that's not what my conversation is about. What I'm going to talk to you about is the role of pastors, as well as the role of all representatives of God. Point blank. If you're a representative of God, they mean that you are given a position, sort of like you're placed on a pedestal, and in your position, you're supposed to take care of your flock, just like a shepherd does with his sheep. He fights off the wolves, he fights off the foxes, and any other attack on his flock. Okay? Now, the proceeds from people paying their tithes is not to be used in any kind of personal way, unless it's an emergency, unless they have no other option, because tithes tithes are actually paid in the belief that they're going to be stored for the flock. So that means if somebody in the flock is lacking and they don't have any other option, and they turn to the church is supposed to take care of that flock member. They're supposed to take care of that member. That's on the minute level, but on the level of God, the tithes are given, and the ones they are given to, they're supposed to take that money, invest that money and make more money, buy up property in the community, and build. They're supposed to be able to go out and buy or build homes for the homeless, provide them with a sort of like a Salvation Army, allow them to stay for a certain amount of time until they're able to make their own home purchase, or to fulfill a rental agreement with a landlord. However, if they're not doing that, then they're not a true representative of God. Okay? And there's going to be a lot more of this soon, if not right now. People are beginning to take off the veil. The veil is being pulled back. People are being exposed to the truth. And once they find the truth, some are going to react negatively because they know that they've been misled, they've been used. Any church that has a pastor is a part of a 501c3 government organization, which means they don't pay taxes. And from my understanding, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, they don't pay utility bills for their place of business. So they have no expenses, alright? Because they are funded by the government. Okay? That's what non-profits are funded. Okay? So that's all I got to say on that situation. Bishop Bling or Bishop Whitehead, whichever one you want to, you know what I'm saying, be called by, I respectfully call you by that. To the people who robbed him, if you robbed a man, if Bishop Whitehead earned his money by the fruit of his own labor, which means by the sweat of his brow or by his intellect, by taking money and investing it, buying things that make more money, and y'all robbed him for it, y'all were in the wrong. However, if y'all robbed him and because he took the money from the church tithes and was living a life of extravagance, then he got what he reaped what he sowed. Because if you steal from God, it's only a matter of time before you're called to repay the debt.